Hello, beautiful soul. What if I told you your zodiac sign isn't just a personality type, it's a sacred signature, a divine frequency encoded into your spirit. It's not just who you are, it's a portal to everything your heart has quietly longed for. Deep love, soul-level clarity, effortless abundance, emotional peace, and yes, even magic. And if that sign is Pisces, or if you've always felt deeply pulled toward the gentle, intuitive waters of Pisces energy, then this message, right here, right now, isn't a coincidence. It's alignment. Because tonight, under the dreamy gaze of the stars, you and I are about to unlock something powerful. Not a prediction, not a forecast, but a remembering a truth that's always lived within you, waiting to be felt. You see, most people think Pisces is just about sensitivity, daydreaming, escapism. But what if I told you Pisces is one of the most spiritually gifted, energetically potent signs in the entire zodiac, carrying ancient wisdom, healing light, and the rare ability to shift reality with nothing but vibration? Pisces doesn't chase. They attract. Not with force, but with frequency. They don't need to explain. They embody. They listen deeply to the silence, to the soul, to the in-between. Because Pisces is ruled by Neptune, the planet of dreams, intuition, the subconscious, the unseen. And Neptune doesn't speak in logic. Neptune speaks in symbols, in energy, in emotion. And Pisces knows. They've always known. Not with the mind, but with the heart. Some call it being too emotional. Others call it fantasy. But if you're a Pisces, you know it's not imaginary. It's sacred. In 2025, the cosmic tides are shifting in an extraordinary way. Dream realms are opening. Karmic doors are closing. And Pisces, perhaps more than any other sign, is being called into their fullest form. A spiritual leader, a heart-centered creator, a vessel for divine flow. That's why you're here. Not by chance, but because the universe is speaking to you softly, lovingly, and you're finally ready to listen. Maybe you've felt it too. That quiet pull, that tender ache, like something within you is waking up after a long, deep sleep. You don't need to explain it. You just need to feel it. So what if this video helps you name that something? What if, over the next few moments, we unfold 21 reasons why being a Pisces isn't a weakness, it's a divine design? What if everything you've gone through, the tears you couldn't explain, the love that felt too big for words, the dreams that refused to die was actually sacred preparation for the frequency the world needs most right now? Yours. If that stirs something in your heart, a spark, a softness, a whisper of, yes, I've felt this, then stay with me. This isn't just a video. It's a soul transmission. It's meant to be felt. So, take a moment. Breathe. Make yourself a warm cup of tea or coffee. Wrap yourself in a blanket. Let the noise fade away and allow yourself to receive. Because by the end of this journey, you won't just understand Pisces in a deeper way, you'll remember the truth of who you are. Gentle, powerful, intuitive, radiant. And don't go anywhere, because at the end of this video, I'll share a ritual created just for Pisces in 2025. A practice designed to help you attract love, wealth, and soul-deep peace, not by trying harder, but by flowing wiser. You'll want to be here for that. And before we begin, I invite you to speak your readiness into the universe. If your soul knows that 2025 is your year of sacred awakening, type this in the comments now. I am Pisces, and I trust the universe is guiding me home to myself. Let it be your first step in this new chapter. A soft yes to the stars. Are you ready? Let's begin. They call it intuition. But for Pisces, It's deeper than that. It's not just a feeling, it's a knowing. Soft, soulful, and so accurate it sometimes surprises even them. Long before something happens, Pisces senses it. Like the tide, knowing when the moon is about to shift. It's not fear. It's not fantasy. It's presence. A quiet awareness that hums beneath the surface of their soul, whispering, "Something's coming. Listen." You see, Pisces doesn't need explanations to understand the energy in a room. They read the pauses between words, the unspoken tension behind a smile, the subtle emotional shift that lingers after someone leaves. Where others get distracted by noise, Pisces hears what's underneath the frequency of feeling. And that sensitivity? It's not a flaw. It's a sacred gift. That's why people naturally open up around them. Even complete strangers. Because the soul recognizes when it's being held without judgment. And Pisces hold space like no other with their presence, not their opinion. Their eyes don't just look at you. They look into you. And in their gaze, people feel seen, understood, and somehow safe. And when it comes to decisions, especially the big ones around love, life, or money, Pisces doesn't just analyze. They align. They may not be able to logically explain why they didn't take that job, why they left that relationship, or why they suddenly said yes to something no one else understood. But time and time again, they're right. Because they don't follow what's trending. They follow the flow. And the flow never lies. In 2025, that intuitive compass will be Pisces' most powerful ally. As the world grows louder, faster, more chaotic, it's not the ones who react that will rise. It's the ones who can feel, the ones who can hear the quiet in the storm, the whisper behind the noise. And Pisces, that's your superpower. You've always been the one who could sense what others miss. Neptune, your ruling planet, doesn't just gift you imagination and dreams. It offers spiritual sight, the ability to feel when something is off, even when nothing looks wrong on the surface. This makes you not just emotionally intelligent, but energetically wise. You're the healer, the dreamweaver, the empath in the room who senses when a soul is hurting before it dares to speak. But here's something magical not many know. Pisces doesn't just absorb energy, they transform it. You walk into a room, and without saying a word, the energy starts to soften. The walls come down. People breathe easier. Your presence is a balm. And in a world exhausted by intensity, your energy is a rare kind of medicine. So if you've ever had that strange feeling like you just knew something was about to shift before it did, trust that. That's not you being emotional. That's not overthinking. That's your divine radar, your spiritual GPS. And the more you trust it, the more precise it becomes. Let's pause and take a breath together. Feel that gentle quiet settling over you. That's you. That's your Pisces magic. Fluid, wise, connected. And if you're feeling seen right now, if this part of you has always existed, but never had words to describe it, share it with me. Say it in the comments. I've felt it before. I knew something before it happened, and my intuition was right. Let the universe know you're listening now, because this is just the beginning. In the next part of this journey, we'll dive into a space just as sacred, the way Pisces loves. How you give, how you heal, how you attract soul-level bonds that transcend lifetimes. So don't drift away. Stay close. The next wave is coming, and it's meant for you. Love to Pisces isn't fireworks. It isn't chaos. It isn't drama. Love to Pisces is soul connection. It's the quiet knowing that someone sees you, all of you, and stays. It's the warmth of a gaze that doesn't rush you to explain. The gentleness of a touch that says, "I'm here," even in silence. Pisces doesn't fall in love. They melt into it, slowly, deeply, like rain soaking into the earth. with presence, with poetry, with prayer. That's the magic people often overlook. While the world rushes after passion that burns bright and fades fast, Pisces tends to the flame that glows softly but endlessly. Their love doesn't scream. It sings. Their tenderness isn't fragility, it's divine intelligence. And their presence? It becomes a sanctuary where love feels like exhaling. Pisces understands that real connection isn't about intensity, it's about intimacy. Not just in moments of ecstasy, but in the quiet dailiness of shared energy. They speak gently, not to persuade, but to preserve. They listen with their whole being, not for replies, but for resonance. And they care deeply not because they need validation, but because they are built to feel. Love, for Pisces, is sacred, and though they may forgive many things, they never forget the feeling of being dishonored. Don't mistake their compassion for weakness. Their boundaries may be soft, but they are soul deep. When Pisces loves, they offer something few ever do: emotional sanctuary. It's the feeling of being truly held, even in your most broken moments, the sense that you can unravel and still be loved, still be chosen. This is why Pisces lovers are unforgettable, because what they give can't be taught, it can only be felt. It's the feeling of being home in someone's heart, and the beauty lies in the little things. Pisces doesn't love through grand gestures alone. They love in sacred details. In remembering the story behind your favorite song, in lighting a candle when you've had a hard day, in texting, "I had a dream about you. Are you okay?" These are the invisible threads that slowly weave a soul-level bond, one moment at a time, until one day you realize Pisces has given you an entire ocean of love, drop by drop. Even when Pisces is wounded, when their heart breaks open, they still believe. They may swim away to heal, to dream, to restore, but deep within them, a light stays lit, the belief that true, transcendent love is still out there, because it, Island and Pisces, was born to give it and receive it. In 2025, the vibration of Pisces' love life is transforming. This is a year where soulmate-level connections will emerge, from the fog clearer, truer, more spiritually aligned than ever before. For many Pisces, this will be the time where love finally feels not just poetic, but safe. And in that safety, love will bloom in ways you've only dreamed of. So if you've ever loved someone so softly that they didn't even realize you were healing them, if you've ever held on to hope, even while your heart was breaking, if you've ever given your all with nothing expected in return, this is your moment to speak it. In the comments, I invite you to write, "I love with all the softness I have, and I still believe in real love." Let that be your message to the universe, your truth, your strength, your power. And now, take a breath with me. Deep, slow. Can you feel it? That sacred space opening inside you. That's your Pisces love. Timeless, tender, infinite. In the next part of this journey, we'll move into something just as divine: how Pisces attracts abundance, not by force, but by flowing with grace, energy, and intuitive alignment. Stay close. We're only beginning to reveal the true magic of Pisces. Wealth looks different on a Pisces. It doesn't demand attention. It doesn't flash or boast. It arrives like a gentle tide, quietly, intuitively, and always in perfect rhythm. It lives in the energy of their space, the softness in their voice, the depth in their choices. Pisces doesn't wear success like a mask. They become it seamlessly, spiritually, almost mystically, because the true abundance of Pisces isn't about how much they own. It's about how fully they embody grace, flow, and soulful alignment. While the world glorifies the grind, Pisces understands the current. They don't hustle for wealth, they merge with it. They tap into the vibration of prosperity, and it comes to them not through force, but through frequency. Because Neptune, their ruling planet, doesn't rule with logic. It moves with energy, vision, and soul. And Pisces has mastered the art of aligning with the unseen. When their inner waters are calm and clear, everything in the outer world aligns effortlessly: money, opportunities, creative downloads, divine connections. It all flows to them, like destiny on time. You won't often see Pisces waste energy or resources, not because they're calculating, but because they're deeply conscious. Every dollar, every item, every decision is infused with meaning. When it comes to money, Pisces blends intuitive flow with soulful discernment. They feel when it's time to invest, when to pause, when to leap, when to let go. It's not about spreadsheets, it's about soul timing. And more often than not, they're divinely guided. What many overlook is that Pisces' elegance isn't just in their aesthetic, it's in their aura. People are drawn to their peace, their softness, their vision. They're trusted with secrets, stories, and strategy. Because Pisces doesn't just seem aligned, they are. And in a world that's desperate for grounding, their energetic clarity becomes magnetic currency. In 2025, as the collective spins faster and louder, Pisces' gift of stillness becomes a superpower. Opportunities will flow in quiet spaces. Wealth will move into the hands of those who radiate calm certainty. And Pisces, with their sacred intuition and quiet strength, will be invited into rooms that once felt out of reach. Not because they chased anything, but because their energy called it in. And here's the most powerful truth. Pisces' relationship with abundance isn't rooted in ego. It's rooted in expression. They don't need to prove anything. Their very presence is proof enough. Their wealth is felt in their poetic presence, their soulful surroundings, and their courage to say no to anything that doesn't nourish their spirit. That is power, subtle, soft, irresistible. So if you've ever felt that your sensitivity is a gift, if you've ever known, deep in your gut, that your abundance would come not through noise but through alignment, if you've always sensed that your prosperity doesn't follow the rules, it follows your soul, you're right. This is your truth. This is your timing. In the comments, write this affirmation with me. I don't need to prove my success. I let my energy speak for itself. Let that ripple into the cosmos. Because when Pisces claims their value in stillness, the universe responds in miracles. Take a breath. Feel that soft shift in your body. That's not just a moment. That's your abundance arriving. And in the next part of this journey, we'll dive even deeper into how Pisces' inner world doesn't just shape their reality, it transforms it. Their emotions, their presence, their dreams, all of it has the power to heal and shift the world around them. Stay with me. The next chapter is about to reveal your hidden influence. In every room there's someone who holds the emotional temperature not by force, but by feeling. Someone who listens not just with ears, but with their soul. Who senses the shift in energy before anyone else, and somehow brings calm to the chaos. That someone is often a Pisces. You see, Pisces leads differently. They don't need the spotlight. They don't demand attention. They guide from the heart. Their power isn't in dominance, it's in depth. In a world that praises volume and velocity, Pisces offers a different kind of authority. One that's felt more than heard. When they speak, it's not just words, it's wisdom. And when they're silent, their presence still says everything. Pisces is the one people go to when they need truth that's gentle, not judgmental. When things feel confusing and overwhelming, Pisces steps in not to fix, but to feel with you, They don't rush to offer advice. They hold space for clarity to rise. They sense what's unsaid. They see beyond the surface. They ask the questions your soul needed to hear, and they wait for truth to arrive on its own timeline. But carrying that emotional depth isn't always light. It takes resilience, boundaries, and sometimes solitude. Pisces can be surrounded by noise, yet still feel alone because they absorb so much. And in those quiet hours, they return to themselves through ritual, through music, through water, through prayer, through a single journal entry that holds their entire heart. These aren't just acts of self-care, they are sacred acts of remembering, and that's Pisces' great wisdom. You cannot hold the world in your heart unless you first know how to hold yourself. Their leadership comes from inner alignment, from checking in with their emotions before checking on anyone else. Pisces doesn't react. They respond slowly, soulfully, truthfully. That's why, in 2025, Pisces is being called into their role as energetic anchors in families, friendships, creative collectives, and even in business. The world is unraveling. Emotions are spilling over. And the ones who can still feel, without losing themselves, are the ones who will help lead the healing. If you've always been the one others turn to when they're lost, if you've ever been called the empath, the healer, the one who just gets it, if you've felt the weight of holding others without always having someone hold you, know this: the universe sees you, and your softness is sacred. But here's a truth Pisces must remember. Your silence is powerful, but it must never become your disappearance. In 2025, you are being asked to protect your peace with intention, to choose what you absorb and what you return to sender, to create before you scroll, to speak even when your voice shakes, to know that your peacekeeping is leadership and your energy is influence. If this resonates, if you've always been the quiet one who feels it all, the one who brings emotional clarity without needing credit, then write this in the comments. I am the one they call when clarity is needed. Let it ripple into the cosmos. Let it remind you who you are. Now, we've traveled through your intuition, your love, your abundance, your soul-led leadership, and one final portal awaits. And it may be the most important of all, because what comes next is your cosmic message. The sacred whisper the universe has been holding just for you. Take a breath. The final chapter is calling. So now, as we gently arrive at the end of this journey, let's pause and take a breath together. You've just traveled through the inner universe of Pisces, a realm of sacred intuition, emotional wisdom, unconditional love, soul-led abundance, and ethereal leadership. And perhaps, in the stillness of your heart, something just stirred. A quiet knowing, a gentle remembering that says, "This is who I've always been." You see, being a Pisces isn't about standing in the spotlight or leading with noise. It's about depth, sensitivity, soulful power, the kind that heals without trying, that speaks without words, that transforms energy just by existing. You've always been able to feel what others overlook, to sense energy shifts before they arrive, to walk into a space and soften it with your spirit alone. That isn't ordinary. That is divine. And if this video helped you remember even a glimpse of your sacred gifts, I hope you carry that truth into the moments that make up your life. The way you listen, the way you care, the way you love, it all matters. You're not meant to rush or to force your path. You're meant to flow, to align, to allow. Because your presence, Pisces, already draws the right people, the right timing, the right magic toward you. So what are the lessons you're taking with you today? Maybe it's learning to trust your intuitive whispers again. Maybe it's giving yourself permission to rest, instead of constantly giving. Maybe it's allowing your emotions to be honored instead of hidden. Or maybe it's this finally knowing that your softness was never a flaw. It was always your frequency. The truth is, this world can be loud and overwhelming. It often overlooks the dreamers, the empaths, the mystics. But don't ever let that confuse you. Your empathy is power. Your vision is rare. And in a world that's lost touch with its soul, people will turn to Pisces for healing, for compassion-led leadership, for decisions made not with strategy, but with spiritual truth. If this video moved something inside you even softly, I invite you to let the universe know. Like this video. If your heart feels just a little more seen, subscribe if you want to continue exploring the magic of self-discovery, divine timing, and spiritual growth. And if you feel called to support this channel, consider using the Super Thanks feature. It allows us to keep creating sacred space for soul-aligned seekers around the world. Now, I want to hear from you. What part of being a Pisces resonated most deeply? Was it the intuitive depth, the quiet emotional strength, the mystical approach to abundance? Share it in the comments. And if you believe that your journey is guided even when it's slow, even when it's unclear, I invite you to write this affirmation in the comments. I don't need to go fast. I just need to know I'm flowing in the right direction. Let's fill this space with tenderness, trust, and sacred connection. And don't forget, in our next video, we'll be unlocking the cosmic blueprint of Pisces energy in 2025. We'll explore how to align with universal cycles to manifest soul love, creative breakthroughs, and a deeper sense of peace. There's a gift waiting in the description box too. Something small to help you reconnect with your higher self. Pisces, you deserve a life that feels gentle, magical, and true to your spirit. You deserve to be surrounded by energies that feel like home. Never let the noise of the world make you forget your worth. And before we close this sacred circle, I have one last question. What kind of spiritual guidance would nourish you most? More zodiac insights? Heart? Healing rituals? Deep dives into destiny, intuition, and soul purpose? Let us know in the comments, because this channel is a mirror of you, your softness, your power, your beauty. Thank you for being here. Thank you for letting yourself be seen. I'll meet you again in the next video. Until then, stay dreamy, stay intuitive, and remember, even without making a sound, you were always meant to shift the tides.